I'm in my final year of high school, with graduation only 5 months away, and in my past 12 years of education, no teacher or classmate has ever pronounced my name correctly. I was born in Sri Lanka, but came with my family to Australia at the ripe age of 3. I've been raised in Western society for basically my whole life, and because my parents decided to give me a weirdly ethnic name, I've had a fair few awkward encounters. There was this one time in middle school when everyone thought my name was Frank. My name is nothing close to Frank. To help you understand it a little better, that's like going to Zendaya and calling her Amelia. But that story is for another time. I'm just gonna say this bluntly, but it genuinely perplexes me how teachers find it so difficult to pronounce ethnic names, especially brown ones. Like, my name isn't even hard to say, you just need to sound it out, and they still seem to botch the job every time. I made this channel's name Astian because it's one of the worst mispronunciations I've ever heard of my name, and I find it hilarious every time I read it. Even at home, my family doesn't address me by my given name. Everyone calls me Anna, which means older brother in our language, Tamil. If you couldn't tell, I'm the oldest child in the family. Because of this, I almost never hear anyone pronouncing my name properly. Usually it's only me when I'm introducing myself to someone. And I've made myself a little rule that if they can't get it right after 3 attempts, I'll just tell them that however they are pronouncing it is correct and just move on with my day. Over the years, I've gotten pretty used to the mispronunciations and it doesn't really bother me anymore. Something that does bother me, however, is the god-awful genetics that us brown people have. Growing up South Asian automatically assigns you into 2 groups. You're either skin and bones or absurdly skinny fat all throughout your childhood. Me, I was skinny fat. And no matter how much I starved myself, I could never lose those flipping love handles, man. It doesn't help that a heaped pile of rice and curry is a staple in our diet. And that, along with the fact that I never played sports as a kid, made the ultimate recipe for maximizing my horizontal dilation. Something that's very common throughout many brown households is having very strict parents. My parents are not an exception. They are quite traditional, so in my family, our future prospects are incredibly narrow. It's either me and my siblings all become doctors and we live happily ever after, or we get disowned. Thankfully for me, medicine is a career path that I'm personally quite interested in pursuing. But it would be nice to have parents that support your interests regardless of what they are. Now to address the elephant in the room. Cricket. No, I don't play cricket. I don't even like cricket. Does running around in the blazing heat for 3 to 4 hours just catching, throwing and hitting a little red ball sound appealing to you? Yeah, I didn't think so. Whenever I'm with other brown people and they find out that I don't like cricket, they get so shocked, especially because I'm from Sri Lanka and cricket is a very popular sport there. I'll have you know that I did play cricket at school for a couple years, so my hate comes from experience. My thought process back then was, well, my skin is brown, so I'm probably good at it, right? I was atrocious. I couldn't bowl properly, I couldn't hit very far, and I couldn't catch the ball. I'm sure all my South Asian friends look at me and think, damn, what a pathetic excuse for a brown person. Anyway, this entire video has been me yammering on about how much I hate being brown / South Asian / desi, whatever you want to call it. It's true, everything I've mentioned are things that get me quite frustrated. But to be completely honest, I love my language, my culture, and my ethnicity. The Tamil community in the state where I live in Australia, is huge but very tight-knit. Everyone knows everyone, so we're like one big extended family. And don't get me started on the food. South Asian food is to die for. The flavor, the aromatics, the spices, I could go on all day. My stepmother's chicken curry is one of the most delicious things I have ever put in my mouth. And I've put a lot of things in my mouth. And my parents, well, we don't always see eye to eye, but I love them and respect them immensely. They've done so much for me and made so many sacrifices for me that words are just not enough to thank them. So yeah, maybe I do hate being brown, but I love it just as much. Whoa, you watched to the end? Thank you so much. While you're here, you could always just click on this video and watch another one of my little rants. I'm sure you'll enjoy it.